Good evening, everyone. Sorry for being a little tardy. I'd like to call the council presentation ceremony to order. We only got one presentation tonight. It's at approximately 5:13 p.m. Councilwoman Bailey has art walk presentation. It's all yours, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Well, there was only one presentation tonight, but it is a good one. And I am incredibly proud to present this tonight. It was our first festival, and despite weather issues and having to cancel it for a week, it still was an amazing success. The community came together and were able to raise money for local schools through the amazing efforts of the Southwest Advisory Committee, our awesome staff here, and the community. It really was a fun day. We had a pop-up art gallery where children and professional artwork were curated alongside each other. And I'll just tell you real quick, I got an email from a lady who bought a piece, and she's asking me to please find out which student that was, because it is up in her living room now, and she wants to describe to the student the feeling that she gets when she sees it and make sure that they're inspired to continue this talent. So if we've helped a few children realize a dream and find something that they're great at, then that's an amazing thing. So to the artists that donated work, of course, that was a huge part of it. Thank you to all the artists. We have a few pieces that are still left, so I would love to set up some type of gallery, maybe here at City Hall or another public place where we can house the things that didn't sell and put them up again for next year, because it wasn't because of lack of talent. It was some amazing pieces. So yeah, having all these groups come together, we were looking for our first focus. The goal is to change to change who the money goes to every year, and our first idea was to be able to do something for middle schools. I feel like there's someone that they get a little left behind. You know, the little ones are just getting into school, the high schoolers are graduating, so we thought we'll focus first on middle schools. So we've got a representative here from the 6 schools that agreed to be part of this first one, and we raised $1,000 for each of their programs. So for a first year, I think that's an amazing thing. If I could have a representative from each school come join me in the front here. So the schools that we have are Atala Montessori, we have Somerset Academy, we have Gateway Environmental, West Homestead K-8, we have Redland Middle School, and West Homestead Middle School. Thank you so much for being part of it. It really means a lot. Even better. Gateway. Don't go anywhere. Can I have our members from SWAC, please? I'm sorry, I meant to ask you to come and join us. These are two of our amazing board members from the Southwest Advisory Committee. If you guys could all come back, can we have another picture of everybody together? All you magic makers?
If we could kind of go on one side rather than right
Okay.
here.
Scooch down this way, maybe? Oh, wonderful. Come on up. Thank you so much. Here you are.
Let's do a photo just each
Okay.
and then.
So you missed the beginning. So yeah, we wanted to make an arts festival where we showcase local artists and we helped out local programs that were doing great things with kids. So there's $1,000 to go towards your art program.
No, ma'am, I think you have the wrong person. I'm the preacher supposed to pray for the meeting. I am so sorry. I thought, wow, that's pretty good recognition for just a prayer.
I asked if you were from Brendan and you said yes.
I am so sorry. I'm just gonna pray.
That was a fast miracle.
Come scoot all in, everybody.
Can we get the last person down? Yeah.
You guys do such an amazing job. It is the least we could do.
We all take one more step that way.
Would you guys like to say a little something real quick, please?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the mayor and the council and the support of Parks and Rec. Alex, Pedro, James, you guys were phenomenal being able to help this event go with the necessary needs that we need to make it possible. To the council, Councilman Roth, thank you always for your unwavering support to everything that we do in the Southwest. To the staff, LaSonia, phenomenal job, and Councilwoman Bailey for her vision with doing this event. If you didn't get out to Art Walk Homestead, I mean, you're missing a phenomenal event. It was just an amazing event. Local artists coming together, the community coming together. Special thanks to the police department. We could not have done it without you guys as well. It was just a great collaboration of effort from all entities of the city of Homestead, the SWAC, just coming together to make this thing possible. And we're really looking forward to next year, growing it, making it so much better. So Councilwoman Bailey, my hat goes off to you. Phenomenal event. Great job.
Have a wonderful day.
That's it.
Well, that concludes this portion of the meeting, so we'll adjourn this meeting, and about 6 o'clock, we'll go into our council meeting. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the Wednesday, June 20th, 2018 council meeting to order. It's approximately 6:01 p.m. This evening we'll have the invocation by Pastor Joseph Martinez, pastor, Victory Baptist Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance with Councilman Maldonado and our Homestead Police Explorers. Would you please stand? Pastor.
Let's pray. Precious Heavenly Father, we come to you in Jesus' name. We thank you, Father, for this institution. We realize, dear God, that you are the ordainer of human government, and without your blessings, we would not be here today. Heavenly Father, we ask that you give wisdom from above to those who make decisions and votes today. We ask blessings on the leadership of this city. We ask blessings on the residents and all the people of this city, dear God. And we thank you for our nation. We thank you for those brave men and women that keep us free, even here within our city limits, Homestead Air Reserve Base, dear God. We ask your blessings upon all of these, upon this meeting with your presence. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Honor guard. Halt. Right face. Present arms.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Left face. Forward march.
Thank you. Please be seated. Pastor, thank you for the invocation. Chief, thanks to Police Explorers for bringing the flag tonight. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess. Councilwoman Bailey. Councilman Maldonado. Councilman Roth.
Here.
Mayor Porter.
Here. Any additions, deletions, deferrals? None? Tab 1 is the consent agenda. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Public hearings, Mr. Attorney?
So please be advised the following items of the agenda are quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to comment upon any of these items, please indicate the item number you would like to address when the announcement regarding the quasi-judicial item is made. An opportunity for persons to speak on each item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations on each item. Swearing in, all testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you do not wish to either be cross-examined or sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the council to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. The full agenda packet on each item is hereby entered into the record. Persons representing organizations must present evidence of their authority to speak for the organization, and further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the clerk. In accordance with Code Section 2-591, any lobbyist must register before addressing the council on any of the following items. At this time, council members must disclose any ex parte communications concerning any items on the agenda.
Mr. Burgess.
Mr. Attorney, tab 9, I've had discussions with the applicant.
Sir.
Hearing No further comments at this time. The clerk will swear in any persons who wish to testify on any quasi-judicial item. Anyone wishing to testify or will be speaking tonight, please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn by the clerk.
Please repeat after me. I state your name. Hereby swear or affirm that the information I present shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you. You may be seated.
Mr. Attorney?
Yes.
I have a conflict on tab 9. So I'd like to request if Mr. Burgess wouldn't mind, would he chair this portion of the meeting, and I'll fill out the paperwork. Thank you, Mr. Burgess.
Tab 9 is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, considering a variance request from Section 2388, flag display standards of the City Code of Ordinances, to permit a flagpole with a maximum height of 60 feet in conjunction with the operation of a car dealership on property located at 111 South Homestead Boulevard, as legally described in Exhibit A, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? This item's been before us one other time and was heard. I will open now for, to the applicant for an opportunity. Hang on, I'm learning this. Did it come on? No. Hang on. Hold on one sec. Hold on. I hit that, nothing happens. There you go. Don't touch anything else. No, it turns it off. Help. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Burgess, Council, it's a pleasure to appear before you this evening. I've had an opportunity. My name is, for the record, Michael J. Marcus. I'm an attorney, lobbyist with Marcus & Marcus, PA. We have offices at 200 Northeast 2nd Drive here at Homestead. It's been my pleasure to have discussions with the department with regards to this particular proposal, and we have representatives of the applicants here this evening. We have reconsidered, after speaking with the department extensively. We've determined that the request was problematic in that it was a little too high, realistically, and didn't want to set a bad precedent for variances, which we obviously understand. Excuse me. We have modified, I hereby modify our request from 60 feet to 45 feet. The code allows 35 feet anywhere in the city, including residential area. You can have a flagpole of 35 feet. So raising it 10 feet from that point of departure on US 1, which is a very high traffic area. And I would like to ask, again, I don't want to reiterate what we said before, but the hardship that we described for this particular piece of property, if I can refresh your recollection and ask you to take judicial and executive notice of my previous, just overview. The property which the city sold to my clients basically only fronts on US 1 on one corner, and there's a very small frontage, and then in addition, the road curves there, so there is a hardship from the location in and of itself. So, and the buildings are set back off the road. So the hardship arises from that, and we proffer that, as I had previously, that is a hardship basis for this request, and we've minimized the request down to 45 feet from 60 feet. And if you have any questions,
Any questions for the applicant? Hearing none, I will now open the public portion of this. Are there anybody from the public that would like to speak for or against this issue? Please come forward at this time. Hearing none, seeing none. Councilman Maldonado. Hang on one second.
Okay, thank you. I asked for this item to be brought back after speaking with the representative. I used to own a business in that area, so I understand the hardship. There was many times where it was difficult for folks to find my business in the area. I know that we had a discussion about at least having A-frames, just for the simple fact that, a sign is everything to a business, and so I understand that hardship. The initial request for 60 feet was just a little bit too much for what we would all see, and so I'm okay with a 10-foot increment from what we have, just because I know where the area is, and we truly want the business. I would like the business to be successful. I'm not saying that the flag makes it all, but I think it's important, and to me, because I put it as, you know, part of the sign. And so for me, I'm okay with a 10-foot variance on this item.
Thank you. Any other comments from the council? Nothing heard, nothing seen from the public. I will now close this. Madam Clerk, do the roll call, please. Oh, excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Make a motion. Hadn't done this in a while. It's been moved at 45 feet and seconded by Councilman Roth. Anything else? Madam Clerk, do the roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilman Maldonado? Yes. Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item.
Yes, moving on to tab 10. Tab 10 is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting final plat approval for an approximately 46,000 square foot multi-tenant commercial retail shopping center on approximately 5.7 acre parcel, generally located on Campbell Drive between Northeast 13th Avenue and Northeast 15th Avenue, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
Any questions from the council? Turn this stuff on. I will open the public hearing. Is the applicant here? Please come forward. Hello.
Good evening, Jane Storms, Police Land Surveyors, 5381 Nob Hill Road, Sunrise, Florida, for the applicant.
You get anything you'd like to say on behalf of the applicant and the application?
We have reviewed all the staff comments and we concur with all of them, and we're happy to move forward.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Burgess. Excuse me, I apologize.
No worries.
So did you get the staff report on tab 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Any questions from the council? This is a public hearing. Any questions from the public? Comments from the public? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Any final comments? Is there a motion? I'm sorry, Mr. Roth, excuse me. Mr. Roth?
Yeah, my question is for staff. We've spoken about this particular parcel before in the past. Does this change anything that we've already put in place?
No, sir, this is just the final plat, so nothing, none of the development approvals change.
Okay, thank you, that's all, Mayor.
Okay. Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado? Yes. Councilwoman Bailey? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 11. Just wait.
yes, tab 11 is a final order of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting a certificate of use to allow the sale of beer and wine for on-premises consumption in conjunction with the operation of a restaurant located at 2572 Northeast 10th Court, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Cordino?
Yes, sir, we're recommending approval of this final order for the pizzeria to sell beer and wine for on-premises consumption only. This is located in the pavilion over by Campbell and the Turnpike, in a place where restaurants are, and it's not near churches or schools, and it's a totally appropriate use for that facility, so we're recommending approvals.
Facility before that had the same
Yes.
license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions from council? This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come from the public, speak for or against. Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado? Yes. Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 12
Yes, tab 12 is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the City Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 30 zoning, Article 1 in general, Section 30-1 definitions, to add definitions related to medical marijuana uses, and establishing Article 3 district regulations, Division 1 generally, Section 30-70, interpretation of uses and structures permitted, prohibited uses, to prohibit medical marijuana dispensaries, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date. Mayor, council members, staff would like to request a deferral of this item to a date certain and time certain for your next council meeting due to the fact that this item was not heard by the P&Z earlier this month. So that it needs to be heard by the P&Z before you all vote for second reading on this. So we would like to defer this to July 25th. Madam Clerk, is that correct? The July council meeting?
Yes, City Attorney.
So July 25th at 6 p.m.
You need a motion from us?
Yes, please.
Is there a motion to defer? Is there a second? All in favor? Motion carries. Tab 13. Mr. Manager.
Mayor, on March 21st, 2018, Mayor and Council approved the reallocation of $68,000 of community development block grant entitlement funds for the purpose of funding senior activities in the community. On April 6, 2018, a notice of funding availability was published in the South Dade News Leader requesting applications from nonprofits. In addition, approximately 90 nonprofits were contacted by mail and 15 by email, resulting in 2 applications being submitted. On May 1st, 2018, a committee of evaluators met to review and score the applications. Love and Hope on a Mission proposed a comprehensive program that includes physical activities, educational programs, arts and crafts, and meals. YMCA South Florida proposed a physical activities program that offers aerobics, strength and flexibility components, and nutrition education designed for older adults. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the award of Community Development Block Grant Entitlement Funds to the Young Men's Christian Association of South Florida, YMCA, and Love and Hope on a Mission for the following amounts: YMCA in the amount of $27,000, Love and Hope on a Mission in the amount of $41,000.
Any questions from council? This had a little bit of controversy in the Cal, I think. Mr. Burgess?
No, I'd just make a comment. I mean, I'm in support of both of the programs, and after seeing a little more detail and stuff, I'm still comfortable with moving forward with where we're headed in the direction.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Any other comments from council? This is a public hearing, tab 13, CDGB. Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 14. Mr. Manager, Mr. Attorney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving and authorizing agreements for disaster debris monitoring services pursuant to RFP number 2018-18, providing for an effective date.
Mr. Manager, I think one question was asked by the Vice Mayor about something being added. I saw where one did and one didn't.
Yes, correct. And we're still recommending that we go forward with both of them, and we have some provisions that we think would help us in the event that we have a default. And so we like having the option of being able to pick from 2, and that's why we've included both of them on there.
Yeah, we need to have this done now
Yes.
rather than later.
Yes.
So are there any questions from council on tab 14? This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come on tab 14. Close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
Move it.
Moved as a second? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilman Maldonado? Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 15.
Mr. Mayor, there's a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a traffic control jurisdiction agreement between Martinique at the Isles of Oasis Neighborhood Association, Inc., and the City of Homestead, enabling the city to exercise traffic control enforcement jurisdiction over the private roads within Martinique property in accordance with Section 316.006 Florida statutes, authorizing execution of the agreement, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
We need this to be able to go into those neighborhoods. Correct. Mr. Burgess.
Thank you. I was just wondering, perhaps somebody from the police department or staff could tell us, do we have 100% of these agreements with them out there at Oasis and those neighborhoods as there's? No. So they do it as the different neighborhood feels a necessity for it to be part of them? We don't go through the management out there or anything and try to get all of them?
Burgess, excuse me. Mayor and council, we don't solicit those agreements. Those are individual homeowners associations that approach the police department and the city requesting the specific traffic agreements in their subdivision.
I thought they all fell under one umbrella out there. No? So, okay.
No. There's a masters association
Right.
that, and then they're broken down into the residential
Okay.
areas.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, we had a little trouble with the mic system a little earlier this week, so they're still a little quirky, so bear with us. Any other further questions from council? This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come forward. Please, ma'am. Give us your name and address for the record, please.
Lourdes Burgos, 436 Southeast 32nd Avenue, Homestead, Florida, at the Martinique community. I am a homeowner and the president of the HOA in our association. And to elaborate and to explain, Councilman Borges, we have the CDD, the Master Association, the Community Development District, and each community has their own HOA. That's why we have to maintain and keep everything within our community. So I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Officer Debbie Jones from your offices, because she assisted with preparing the traffic agreement. I spoke to Councilwoman Faircloth. She's our councilwoman in our area. And I wanted to also, the city clerk's office, because we have also been in contact, and now we received on a monthly basis a crime report, which also helps us to keep up to date with that. And we're looking forward to working with the police department to be able to come into our community and help us maintain peace and tranquility, good quality of life, which we all love and appreciate at the city of Homestead. That's why we purchase here, and we want to maintain our property values up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Moved. Is it seconded? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess.
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado. Councilwoman Bailey. Mayor Porter.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 16.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, supporting the implementation of bus rapid transit service for the South Dade Corridor Rapid Transit Project, accepting commitment of Miami-Dade County that the downtown Homestead Transit Station be located adjacent to Homestead Station, providing for implementation, providing for distribution, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Manager.
Mayor, we had a long presentation at the last meeting on this issue as to whether this body would like to support the effort to implement a bus rapid transit system. The county is going to be making a decision in July, and they're looking to elected bodies to decide to see where they stand on the issue. And so this is a resolution of support, as was the direction given to us at the last meeting. One thing I did want to put on the record is, just in case there's any questions in the future from the county, is that what's incorporated in this is not only the support for the BRT system, but also with the understanding that the BRT station will be adjacent to Homestead Station and not a block or two away. And so we attached the map as well so that it's very clear. They have made attestations to us that, in fact, this is the plan for the station. And so in the future, if they decide they're going to move it someplace else, we just wanted to make it clear that your support of this is contingent on that station being next to Homestead Station.
Mr. Manager, could you just explain a little bit about why, the decision has been made? I think depending upon the support for this, but the real issue was timing and money. And could you explain just a little bit briefly about what went?
Sure. The presentation from the county transit officials at the last meeting involved a study that they had done regarding what type of rapid transit system would be best for the South Dade busway route. It goes from Florida City to Dadeland Station. It's roughly 20 miles, and right now they provide bus service. The county is studying a variety of routes for rapid transit systems throughout the county, and this particular route right now seems to be the low-hanging fruit for them because there's not a whole lot of property acquisition that's required, and they can implement the system fairly quickly depending on which system they looked at. And the two finalists for the system was basically a bus rapid transit system, which is a vehicle that presents very much like a light rail system, but it has tires, and it has the ability through a coordination, a synchronization of the lights to be able to get very quickly from point A to point B, much quicker than the current bus system. And so they looked at that, the BRT they call it, and it presents sort of like if you've ever been on a light rail system, you pre-purchase the tickets on a raised platform, and then when the vehicle arrives, the center doors open and it's platform loading, so you don't have to climb upstairs and just get right in, load up and load out fairly quickly. And what they said is that they expect that the commute times would be reduced by between 30 and 40% with a BRT system. The second system they looked at is extending the metro rail from where it stops now and bringing it all the way down. And that was also about similar speed times and commute time.
At grade, though, not elevated. They were to do it at grade, so that was clearly
Correct.
a difference.
And the difference is that the BRT was substantially cheaper and the funding is available, and they could have the system implemented, best case scenario, in 2021. So our Homestead Station would be open sometime in 2019, and then we'd have a bit of a settling in process, and then the new system would be available to the public hopefully by 2021. The light rail, the heavy rail is substantially more expensive, and we were talking about somewhere between, well, BRT being somewhere around $250 million versus the metro rail extension being about $1.3, $1.4 billion, and also implementations of, off the top of my head, it was somewhere around 7 or 8 years, maybe 10, to implement versus the BRT system would go to 2021, best case scenario. So this BRT system is about the same speed to get to the location and substantially better than the current bus system that they have now. And it's about the same speed as the heavy rail, but it is substantially cheaper, and you can get it implemented much quicker. And also, in the future, if there is a desire to extend the metro rail, you would have the ability to convert the system over time. You could literally remove the BRT vehicles, and then you could lay down rail and go that direction if you want. The problem with going with the heavy rail at this point is they would need substantial funding, and they would have to be in a competitive process with other cities throughout the nation who also want these valuable transit dollars. And so the likelihood of them getting that funding anywhere near soon was highly speculative. And so as this discussion unfolded, it appeared at the last meeting the council was gravitating towards supporting the BRT system. And that's kind of where we're at this point.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think that summed it up pretty well. Thanks for any questions from council? Mr. Burgess.
I was just going to put a comment just for the public that wasn't here to see the presentation. I believe the gentleman spoke of about 40 minutes from here to the Dadeland station on the BRT system, with a total of about an hour to an hour and 5 minutes, I think, to downtown with one changeover at Dadeland. So that would be a significant improvement as to what we have today, especially on the the buses that are running, and for the cars. I mean, it takes considerably longer than that at rush hour, so I just wanted to put that out there so people have numbers to work with as to what the goal is of a BRT system as we move forward through the county and all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, the other discussion point that we had was the fact that the timing, 7 to 8 to 10 years, the value of money over time. You can budget maybe for 1.3 or 1.7 billion dollars, but when you get to that time where you start actually letting out the bids, you don't not necessarily always have enough money, as was the case in, I think, Fort Lauderdale, correct?
Correct.
So, our goal is to get a transit solution down here as quickly as possible to coincide with, what we're building as far as a transit hub. That's what we're building. So we just need the county to give us a transit solution that's doable, affordable, and in a reasonable amount of time, and BRT seems to be coming out on top. So that's, I think, what this discussion is about. So does any other questions or comments from council? This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come and speak for or against this resolution. It's a resolution asking for the county to support BRT. Close the public hearing. Mr. Maldonado?
Just, to the manager, do you know, after this resolution goes out, at what point will the county be discussing this item or
They're right now, they said their timeline is to bring it to the transit planning organization in July. And then from there, assuming the organization approves it, it's a how many member board?
27.
It's 27 member board. And assuming they approve it at this meeting, then that would trigger our timeline. And so assuming everything goes according to schedule, then they're thinking that 2021 is a realistic schedule.
Okay. And I know you guys have communication with them, so, and anything that you've gotten from them, we've received it right away, so I just thank you for that information.
And also thank you all. Some of you went and toured some of the options, and we wanted to make sure you had as much information as possible as this important decision was made. But it seems like this could be a real game changer for downtown and people who struggle. Some people, it takes as long as 2 hours to get to downtown during rush hour, and this could be a substantial quality of life change for people who live here, and also a tremendous economic development catalyst for the downtown.
Excellent work.
Sir. Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilman Maldonado?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Now, I think we want to take 17, we want to read 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 all together because they're all basically the same project. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and vote on them individually, right? Correct? Gemma?
Thank you.
Tab
These
17.
This is for tab 17. These are all items related to the new market tax credit transactions for the Homestead Station project. Tab 17, establishment of bank accounts with Capital One for new market tax credit transaction. Staff recommends that the mayor and council approve the attached resolution approving the establishment of deposit accounts with Capital One National Association and other entities involved in new markets tax credits and MTC transaction to provide financing for the Homestead Station project, and further authorizing the execution and delivery of deposit account authorization forms and other related accounts. As a result of the new market tax credit transaction, refer to CARs 2347, 2348, 2352, and 2373, the city is required to establish the deposit accounts with Capital One. Moving to tab 18. Tab 18. This is a letter agreement between the city and DR Homestead LLC. Staff recommends that the mayor and council approve the attached resolution approving the terms of a letter agreement between the city and DR Homestead LLC in substantially the form attached. Please note that with this item, Exhibit 1 is the background memo, Exhibit 2 is the letter agreement. You've been provided with an updated letter agreement. The substantive difference is the addition of number 5 on page 2 of the letter agreement. The memo is Exhibit 1, and I'll be reviewing that now. This is a memo to Mayor and Council from staff dated June 20th, 2018. The letter agreement between the city and DR Homestead LLC delineates the terms agreed to by the city as consideration for DR Homestead's execution of a third amendment to the ground lease required in connection with the city's New Market Tax Credits transaction pertaining to Homestead Station. The city and DR Homestead LLC entered into a public facility ground lease for Homestead Station, public facility, dated June 14th, 2017. The city has since received a commitment for an allocation of New Market Tax Credit dollars for Homestead Station. In order to comply with the requirements for closing the transaction, the city has formed a Florida not-for-profit special purpose entity, Homestead Station Qualic B, for the operation and management of the public facility. To take advantage of the New Market Tax Credit allocation, the ground lease must be subordinated to a master lease of the public facility from the city to the Qualic B. The terms of the letter agreement, in substantially the form attached, are summarized as follows. City agrees to pay to DR Homestead an asset management fee. The asset management fee will be equal to the minimum base rent, which DR Homestead is required to pay to the city under the terms of the Third Amendment to the ground lease. City will pay DR Homestead a fee equal to 20% of the net New Market Tax Credit benefit, with a minimum fee of $600,000 and a maximum fee of $1 million, less the sum of $100,000, which sum will be paid by city to DR Homestead's lender, City National Bank, as part of the city agreement with CNB. I will also be reading from Exhibit 2, the addition, on page 2, number 5. Notwithstanding anything contained in the ground lease or in the development agreement, as such term as is defined in the ground lease, to the contrary, the city hereby consents to a transfer of the membership interests and tenant in accordance with the organizational chart set forth on Exhibit C, attached to and made a part of this letter, the transfer. CNB has previously consented to the transfer. Tenant agrees to submit to the city and CNB documentation evidencing the transfer. Tab 19. New Market Tax Credit Omnibus Resolution. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to participate in the New Market Tax Credits transaction to provide financing for Homestead Station. This includes approving and authorizing the source and fund loan for the transaction, approving and authorizing the pledge of reimbursement agreement and fund loan documents, and authorizing the city manager to execute all agreements in substantially the form attached required to participate in the New Market Tax Credits transaction for Homestead Station. The background information on this item is as follows. The New Market Tax Credits is a federal program created under the Community Renewal Tax Act of 2000 to stimulate economic and community development in America's low-income communities. The program, Section 45D of the Internal Revenue Code, provides investors with 7 years of federal tax credits for making investments in a wide range of businesses located in low-income communities. The proposed New Market Tax Credit financing will provide approximately $1.5 to $2 million of funding to the city for Homestead Station. The attached memorandum provides additional background information. This memorandum is Exhibit 1, and it is as follows. To George Gretzis, dated June 20th, 2018, from Gemma Torsivia, regarding New Market Tax Credits Omnibus Resolution for Homestead Station closing. The City of Homestead has evaluated the use of New Market Tax Credits as a financing tool for Homestead Station and found that this incentive financing program will maximize the project benefits and reduce the project costs to the City of Homestead. In order to participate in this financing for Homestead Station, the city needs to approve the attached omnibus resolution, which details the steps required to close the New Market's financing. The New Market Tax Credits transaction is scheduled to close on June 21st, 2018. Please be advised that that date will either be June 22nd or June 25th. The expected net benefit to the city from the New Market's tax credit financing for Homestead Station is $1.5 to $2 million. This is a summary of the omnibus resolution. In concert with the Homestead Station Qualic B, the city will use federal New Markets tax credits to construct, reimburse for construction, lease, and operate Homestead Station. City will receive a source loan of up to $13 million, which will be evidenced by the upper tier loan agreement between the city and Capital One Bank. City will execute a promissory note in favor of Capital One. City will enter into an upper tier pledge and security agreement with Capital One. City will make a leverage loan of $10.766 million to COCRF Investor 129 LLC, the investment fund, and will enter into a fund loan agreement with the investment fund. The investment fund will execute a promissory note in favor of the city. In connection with the fund loan agreement, the investment fund will enter into an upper tier pledge and security agreement with the city. The Qualic B will receive a qualified low-income community investment in the form of 6 loans in the principal amount of $15.54 million from the CDEs. The CDEs include Popular Community Capital, MBS, and the Capital One CDE. The city will enter into a community benefits agreement with the Qualic B and the CDEs. The city will enter into a loan agreement with the Qualic B for construction costs for Homestead Station. The city will enter into an asset management and guarantee agreement with Qualic B and MBS. The city will enter into a third amendment to the public facility ground lease with Qualic B and DR Homestead LLC, Axiom. The city will enter into a memorandum of lease and a master lease agreement with Qualic B. The city will enter into subordination, non-disturbance, and attornment agreement with Qualic B. The city will enter into a reimbursement certification and compliance agreement with Qualic B. The city will enter into a construction and reimbursement agreement with the Qualic B. The city will enter into an assignment of contracts with the Qualic B. The city will enter into a construction monitoring and disbursement agreement with the city, CDEs, the Qualic B, and Capital One. The city will enter into an investment fund put-call agreement with Capital One. The city will enter into a flow of funds memorandum setting forth certain disbursements with respect to the foregoing with the CDEs, the Qualic B, and Capital One. The city will issue a tax certificate reflecting factual representations in connection with the issuance of opinions in the transaction. There is an anticipated closing date of June 21st initially, and now either June 23rd or June 25th, 2018. Recommendation. Staff recommends that the mayor and council approve the city's participation in a new markets tax credits transaction to provide financing for Homestead Station. This includes approving and authorizing the source and fund loan for the transaction, approving and authorizing the pledge of reimbursement agreement and fund loan documents, and authorizing the city manager to execute all agreements required to participate in the new markets tax credits transaction for Homestead Station. Item 20, tab 20. This is an agreement between the city and City National Bank, CNB. Staff recommends that the mayor and council approve the attached resolution approving the terms of a letter agreement between the city and City National Bank of Florida, CNB, in substantially the form attached. Please see Exhibit 1, which is the first attachment. This memorandum is as follows. To Mayor and Council, from staff, dated June 20th, 2018. The letter agreement between the city and City National Bank, CNB, delineates the terms agreed to by the city as consideration for CNB's execution of a subordination and non-disturbance agreement and other ancillary documents required in connection with the new market tax credits transaction. The city and DR Homestead LLC entered into a public facility ground lease for Homestead Station, public facility, dated June 14th, 2017. City National Bank has made a construction loan to DR Homestead, which is partially secured by DR Homestead's interest in the ground lease. The city has since received a commitment for an allocation of new market tax credit dollars for Homestead Station. In order to comply with the requirements for closing the new market tax credits transaction, the city has formed a Florida not-for-profit special purpose entity, Homestead Station Qualic B, for the operation and management of the public facility. To take advantage of the new market tax credit allocation, the ground lease must be subordinated to a master lease of the public facility from the city to the Qualic B. Since CNB holds a leasehold mortgage encumbering DR Homestead's leasehold interest in the ground lease, CNB's leasehold mortgage must also be subordinated by having CNB execute a subordination and non-disturbance agreement, SNDA. Obtaining CNB's agreement to sign the SNDA has necessitated negotiating with CNB to come to acceptable business terms and to satisfy all legal requirements. City staff, city attorneys, and CNB attorneys have all been a part of the negotiations. The terms of the letter agreement, in substantially the form attached, are summarized as follows. City to deposit $3 million with CNB to be put into certificates of deposit. City to deposit $1 million into a non-interest-bearing account, $900,000 of which is restricted, and to maintain $1 million with CNB for 7 years, which is the life of the new market tax credit transaction. City to move outstanding balance of the proceeds of the city's transportation system revenue bonds to Homestead Station to CNB. City to pay CNB fee equal to 10% of the net new market tax credit proceeds from the net benefit calculation, with a minimum of $175,000 and a maximum of $500,000. City to reimburse City National Bank for its reasonable attorney's fees incurred as a result of City National's participation in the new market tax credits transaction, which amount is currently at $38,404 and not expected to exceed $100,000. Tab 21. This is the third amendment to the Public Facility Ground Lease Agreement. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into the third amendment to the Public Facility Ground Lease with DR Homestead LLC in substantially the form attached. The background information is contained as in Exhibit 1, a staff memo. The memorandum reads as follows. To George Gretzes from Gemma Torsivia, date June 12, 2018, regarding Third Amendment to Public Facility Ground Lease with DR Homestead LLC. On June 14, 2017, the city entered into a development agreement, a public facility ground lease, and a construction contract with Axiom DR Construction LLC, Axiom, for Homestead Station. In December of 2017, Axiom assigned its rights and obligations under the original ground lease to DR Homestead LLC. The ground lease was amended in December of 2017 and again in February 2018. The city has received a commitment for a new market tax credit allocation and wishes to close a new market tax credit on or before June 21st, now June 23rd or June 25th, 2018. To comply with the requirements for closing a new market tax credit transaction, the city has formed a Florida not-for-profit special purpose entity, Homestead Station Qualic B, to serve as a qualified low-income community business for the operation and management of the public facility, and in order to utilize the incentivized financing. An amendment to the ground lease is also required so that the city may enter into a master lease of the premises to the Qualic B and may assign its interest in the ground lease to the Qualic B. Since DR Homestead's construction lender, City National Bank of Florida, CNB, holds a leasehold mortgage encumbering DR Homestead's leasehold interest in the public facility, both DR Homestead and CNB need to consent to any amendment to the ground lease. Summary of Third Amendment to the Public Facility Ground Lease terms. The ground lease will be subordinated to a master lease of the public facility from the city to the Qualic B for a term of 75 years. DR Homestead will pay minimum base rent to the Qualic B on a quarterly schedule. The city will assign its interests in the ground lease to the Qualic B. Recommendation. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into the Third Amendment to the Public Facility Ground Lease with DR Homestead LLC in substantially the form attached.
Tired?
Just a little water, fine.
The reason we put these together is all of these are, obviously, they're all interconnected, and so we can get them all, get all of the conversation on the table at one time as far as these items are interconnected. So, Mr. Manager, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Yes, we appreciate everybody's patience on all of these items involving new market tax credits, because in essence, it's a federal program that helps fund projects, and it's money that we wouldn't have other than kind of go through the hoops that they provide, and it's been mounds and mounds and mounds of documents. But what it means is, I don't want to use the word free money, but it's basically money that eventually, is there for us that we wouldn't have otherwise. It's just there's a whole long process and paperwork and all kinds of different machinations that we have to go through. But I will like to thank, aside from you and your patience, thank the staff and the legal team, because Gail, I don't know how many nights you've worked late into the evening, but Gail and everybody at Weiss Rota has helped us very, very much in getting through all this. And of course, we have consultants and a bunch of other people helping us, but these are the kind of creative financing things that we chase for funding sources, and this is one of those. So we have probably more to come, but at this point, this is the next step.
No, I know you were able to probably brief each council person, because this is a very complicated issue, and I know you spent time with each council person, correct?
Almost all of them.
Almost all, okay. Let's just take them one at a time. As council members, does anyone have a question on tab 18? I'm sorry, 17? 17 first? 18? 19? 20? 21? Now, I'm going to open up the public hearing on all of those items. If anyone has any questions, any comments, or want to support or in opposition to this resolution, you're welcome to come now. Name and address, please, sir.
Kim Hill, resident of the Southwest. Matter of fact, a resident of all of Homestead. Now, my first question is, Mr. City Manager, this money is it being allocated for low-income areas? Did you say that?
Put all your questions on the table, Mr. Hill.
What's simple? We're talking about some major money. We're talking about money that's allocated by the federal government. That's a whole bunch of people, everybody in the United States, okay? We're talking about money that's being allocated for public use. You're a public official. What's simple? Just answer the question. It's a simple question. Is the money being allocated for low-income areas? You can't talk right now, right?
My understanding is you have the floor for 3 minutes, and then after that, I'm happy to answer
No, that's
any
not the
questions.
way public comment. This is not public commentary. These are questions about a tab. And I sit here all the time, and I witness you answer questions when people come up and ask questions about a certain particular item on the tab. But you can't do it for me. I guess I don't have enough money. Let me see. Do I need a couple of dollars for you or something? You can't address a citizen? This is a simple question. This is about money that's allegedly being allocated towards a low-income area. Am I correct? Ms. Bailey, could you help me out? You work on the Southwest side in an area where the denizens are suffering from penury. And I have a simple question about low income. I have a simple question about the allocation of funds, where the money's going to go to banks and everything else or whatever. You know, why can't Mr. Hill get an answer from his so-called public officials? Mr. Porter, you're up here extremely fraudulent right now because you've signed a letter of resignation. This is totally a conflict of interest, Mr. City Manager. If a person's going to resign from a position, but yet is going to preside over a financially something that's going to be to the detriment or the benefit of the public, but he's going to sit up here and make a decision, but he's resigned, but backdates it to January, but you're running for a public office. You're running for a public office, and the state law says that you must give up your position. However, you all want to have the shenanigans right now, such as you're doing right now with me, and you don't want to answer any questions, and all of this is just set up. This is what you call, just straight politics. And you, Ms. Bailey, you're representing an area that has been lost, left out, and despised, and you've seen these areas being redrawn, basically.
Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Mayor, the answer to his question is that this program targets low-income areas, so the answer would be yes.
That was what was said in the statement.
Yeah, so
Mr.
my
Hill, please,
understanding
Mr. Hill.
of the procedure is they have 3 minutes, and then they ask their questions, and then I'll respond, and so.
We
I wanted
requested
to-
everyone put all of their questions on the table in the 3 minutes. Give us a chance to clear and answer all the questions. Nothing new here. Any other comments? Any other support or opposition from the community? I'll close the public hearing. Going back to the vote, is there a motion from the council on tab 17? It's moved and seconded? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth? Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado? Councilwoman Bailey? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Is there a motion on tab 18? Moved, is it seconded? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Is there a motion on tab, what did it do, 19, 20? I lost it. 19. Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Councilman Roth? Councilman Maldonado? Councilman Burgess? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 20, is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth? Councilwoman Bailey? Councilman Maldonado? Councilman Burgess? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Is there a motion on tab 21? Moved and seconded? All in favor? No, I'm sorry. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Maldonado? Councilwoman Bailey? Councilman Roth? Councilman Burgess? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Next on the agenda tonight is our public comment section. Is Mr. De La Rosa in the audience? How you doing, sir? Name and address for the record, and in 3 minutes, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Samuel De La Rosa. My address is 20463 Southwest 325th Street, Homestead, Florida 33030. I'm here on behalf of AYSO. AYSO is American Youth Soccer Organization, and we've been providing a world-class youth soccer program for more than 50 years across the nation, based on our 6 philosophies, which is everyone plays, balanced teams, positive coaching, good sportsmanship, open registration, and player development, built on the power that is 100% volunteer support. AYSO brings together the community members to coach, referee, and support their local regions with the ultimate goal of creating a fun family environment where your child can grow and develop not only with their soccer skills, but with their leadership and social skills that they need in life. Because we are a 100% nonprofit organization, we can offer a great program for around $100 for a season, which includes everything: a 3-kit shirt, shorts, and socks, along with a trophy or a medal, and our open or closing ceremonies, which is a great event for the kids. It's actually what they enjoy the most. Our region right now is utilizing the fields that are just east of the stadium, with the sports complex stadium that's going to be demoed, from what I understand. This is where my children and all the children of Homestead have been playing and building relationships for over 25 years. I've been a volunteer for 12 years. This past April, I was appointed the position as a regional commissioner for a 3-year term. With respect, we are respectfully asking for you to consider improving our parks. By improving or maybe even possibly adding new parks and playing fields, we will demonstrate and confirm our commitment that Homestead is serious about our children. We hope that one day we can proudly have the facilities to host our own AYSO annual state games, like we've gone in the past to Okehili and Wellington. This will bring to our community and to our city around 100 teams from all over Florida, including a couple regions that we have in Trinidad and Tobago and U.S. Virgin Islands. Events like these will truly enrich the lives of our children and create memories that will last forever. As the commissioner newly appointed, I have really one goal, and that's basically to enrich the lives of our children in our community. Again, my name is Samuel De La Rosa, and anyone that has any questions can call me directly on my personal cell phone, which is located on the City of Homestead website under Youth Sports Leagues, or you can visit our Facebook or our website. Thank you all very much, and have a blessed night.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Maldonado?
Sir, Ms. De La Rosa? Just one question. You had mentioned that the AYSO, I guess, host tournaments in other locations. The name of those locations where they host at, would you be able to give me that information so that we see what the type of facilities that you're referencing?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. So I'll get that to you. I will
Thank
send
you.
you an email.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Maldonado. Mr. Kim Hill.
How you doing, Mr. Maldonado? You had no problem calling that guy back up here and engaging in a dialogue with him, but you didn't want to do it with me. Well, this reminds me of when I was in college up in Atlanta, Georgia. I had to do a project. I had to walk down there and I had to find some older people who were basically pre-civil rights era. And I had to discuss some issues and some historical issues with them. Well, one of the ladies, older lady, she said one of the most painful things about the civil rights era was the point that her mother worked in the house and where the little white kid used to suck her mother's breast for breast milk. And that boy grew big and strong, but he grew big and strong to wear the Confederate flag and to oppress them. That was one of the most hurting things, she said, to see little Jeff becoming the Mississippi Jeff, you know? So it was crucifying. Right now, it's hurting me because you're sitting up here big and strong off the breast milk of Martin Luther King, off the breast milk of the civil rights movement, but yet you sit up and you deny me my rights. You sit up, you slid into this country, and you still have the audacity to sit up here and deny me my rights for everything that we fought for, the equality and everything, for people just like you. And now you hit me over the head. You know, this is ridiculous. African Americans have been down here begging for a body camera and to be able to get on the city agenda, and yet you sit up here, Miss Bailey, you are a woman who basically victimized through the political process of redrawn district to be able to put you in there through white supremacy. You know, that's what it really was, even though you had two African Americans that went along with the game. I'm just being straight up with you. But yet you sit up here and you don't benefit us at all. You don't say anything pertaining to the issues. You've allowed my rights to be denied on a consistent basis. And then it's just silence. And you're clueless towards all these issues that'll bring economic progress. They told me you were on the Southwest side the other week begging for money for the arts funds. To supply arts and everything. See, politics is not about what you want to be. It's about what you want to do. You come here this is about policy making. But yet you all, same way Richard Nixon did with African Americans, benign neglect. That's the policy. Be quiet, let them bark, and don't say anything, and just move on, and let's dance for the big developers. Our time has come that we will not tolerate this kind of behavior. Trust me, it has come.
Eric McDonough.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dr. James Eric McDonough. I live at 32320 Southwest 199th Avenue. I'd like to give a big thank you to Manager George Gretzis for continuing to use the manager's report to respond to us. That he keeps responding shows that he's already lost. It's almost amusing now to watch him flounder as he desperately tries regaining control of the narrative. Manager Gretzis gave false statements to the media about me and Mr. Hill. He was called out for being a liar, and he has been named as a defendant for this. Yet Gretzis again tried to portray me in a false light by claiming he had a list of all these departments I've sued he could just pull out of his pocket. But there is no list as he's claimed, and again, he's shown to be a liar. Gretzis also controls the hiring and firing of all city employees and refuses to follow city policy. I'm now aware of 20% of the police department being in violation of the nepotism policy, but nothing is done. Additionally, not a single city attorney has executed an oath of office as required by the city charter. Further, Florida Statute 876.08, to my understanding, makes it a crime chargeable to the mayor and council to allow the attorneys to continue in employment without an executed oath on file. Whether council acts knowingly or carelessly, this would be the case, my understanding of the law. But wait, there's more. The city attorneys are named as co-defendants with the city for violations of public records. The attorneys have thrown the city under the bus and mainly defend themselves, all while charging the city. Ain't it a great country we live in where you can get paid to fix your own mistakes? I'd like to be part of that deal. I claim this is a major conflict of interest, but Gretzis has unwisely waived conflict, leading to this result. This further highlights the importance of the cities having a oath of loyalty to the city, or the city attorneys having a oath of loyalty. Also, I'm sure you saw the Supreme Court just deny petition for certiorari to the state attorney, meaning my recording of Chief Roll, which exposed his felony official misconduct, is now legal and admissible. The citation is McDonough v. Rundle, 862 F3D 314, 11th Circuit, 2017, Supreme Court cert denied, 2018. Mayor and Council, I just wanted to bring this all to your attention and make sure you're aware of the facts. Now that you're aware, I thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. So I have no more public comment cards. So I'll close the public comment section. And we will go to business from the city manager. Mr. Manager, anything?
Mayor, because I saw her today, I thought it was a good opportunity to read this, because I saw her here tonight and she had to go, but this is an April 26th post from Christy Thompson, who works in our utilities department. She's back to work, but this was April 26th. Hi there, everybody. So sorry I have not been on Facebook for a while. Here's my update. I had a total left hip replacement on Friday. Because of the extent of the damage, he had to use so many screws and cement, so I'm not allowed to put any weight on that leg for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm in pain, of course, but I'm doing pretty well considering. My spirits are still high, and we are pretty sure that I will walk again. My shoulder is healing well. I have begun rehab on my shoulder, but like my hip, I can't put any weight on it for 6 to 8 weeks. Thank you all for your prayers, support, and love. I'm truly a blessed lady to have such amazing friends and family. I have to give a shout out to my mom, who has gone above and beyond. Charlotte Thompson is the most amazing woman alive. I love you, Mommy, and thank you so much for everything. I read that because I saw her today, and she didn't come for any reason other than to come and to be present. She started work again, and she's, as you could see, she was in the wheelchair. But I don't say this to boost her up. I say this so that we all benefit from this inspiration, because she's not angry, she's not feeling sorry for herself, she hasn't thrown in the towel, she's not accusing anybody, she's not poisoned by a negative environment. She is hopeful and optimistic and strong, and that's something we should all look at too. And of course, we're grateful to her friends and family who were helping her with that boosting, but just the inspiration that I think she provided tonight just by being here, very grateful.
Sir. Anything from the attorney business? Moving to Mayor and Council, Mr. Maldonado? Nothing, sir. Mr. Roth? Nothing, sir. Mr. Burgess?
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Brea, when a road contractor or a developer comes in and has the need to tear up a city road, county road, or whatever, who holds them to the standard of repair? Is it the city? Is it the county? Who holds them? And I'm not talking about the final repair, because that hadn't, but a temporary repair, when they're out there doing that and digging day after day after day, and then they repair.
Well, it depends under what jurisdiction the road falls under. If it's a county road, okay, or if it's a county project, then it will fall under the county
because we've got
responsibility.
A private, and I'll give you what I'm talking about. On Kingman Road, a private developer is over there putting in a new sewer line or a water line, I'm not sure what it is. But the patch that they have done on that road is impassable for the people that are driving on it. And I've asked Mr. Maytan to reach out to them 5 times, and they go out there and it's horrible. That road is impassable. People are trying to drive over in one lane. They're on the grass, they're almost hitting the curb, they're trying to avoid the patch, which goes right down the middle of the road. And if it's the city's responsibility to hold them to a standard, then we have failed our people. on that, because, and I've asked, and it hasn't been done. So I would appreciate if somebody would get downright developers out there tomorrow morning and patch that road where the people can drive on it properly.
We'll take care of it, sir.
We also need to look at these people that are the contractor on Campbell Drive. For months, they haven't done anything but leave their barrels out there to hinder the traffic flow that is there. I don't understand why they can't get that done and get those lanes open so that people are not inconvenienced any more than they have been. They're behind schedule, and yet they don't care as it goes weeks without them even having a person out there on the road. We need to kick them tomorrow also. And I'd like to get some dates of when things are going to be done, because I've asked for them 3 weeks ago, not from you, but perhaps you have a number to ask for, and I've not gotten a call back.
I will make sure to get that information
Because
for
our
you,
people
and
are-
I will contact the Turnpike Authority to make
Our
sure that.
people suffer enough already driving everywhere else to get there. And then we bring them home, and they suffer again as they get off the turnpike and try to get to their homes on the east side or the west side. It doesn't matter. As they get off Campbell Drive, it's a disaster. And I don't see why it has to remain that way.
And I understand your point, and trust me, we also notice it as well. We have actually personnel that go out there on a daily basis trying to like
Perhaps we need
minimize their
somebody of
impact, minimize
the
their
next
impact.
level up, because they're not getting it done. But Kingman Road is impassable, and if they can't do something,
I'll find out who's,
then we need to shut them down at whatever project they're working on until they learn that the city and its citizens are what are making them the money. And we're letting them come out and work in our city. But they've also got to respect what we do and how our citizens are going to be treated.
I will get with Dennis first thing
Thank
and
you
make
very
sure that
much.
we take care of that.
That's all, sir.
I want to echo Mr. Burgess. That's the norm. When they do these hookups, the road never, ever is repaired to the proper standard. Never.
It's not just the final repair never gets put back, but the temporary patches that they leave there are horrendous. If you go up and down Kingman Road, you can barely go more than 20 miles an hour right now. And you've got one lane that's usable. So, and they've got a lot of work to do out there. So if they can't come to grips with what is expected of them when they're doing it now, then they're going to have a long road ahead of them. From me, anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bailey?
I just wanted
Get this on here.
I just wanted to say thank you once again for everybody that helped out with the art walk. That was the first main festival that I've put together, and I had the Southwest in mind. So calling me out that I do not look out for the best interests of my area is incredibly unfair. And honestly, this is the last time that I'm going to mention this, but if you don't know me, don't take stabs at me for things that are not true. We had an incredibly successful event where we helped people find jobs. We helped people get in contact with schools and summer programs to help keep kids off the streets. We had Farm Share there. So I'm incredibly proud of that. I am still learning. I am still going to do more and more, but that was a very unfair thing to say, Mr. Hill. So anyhow, thank you again. We presented 6 schools, mainly in the Southwest area today, with $1,000, and I'm so incredibly happy and proud of everybody for coming together. Some of my council members weren't here. Thank you for your support, and I can't wait to see during the school year what they do with these programs and help kids out. So thanks again.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the effort of all the council members. Everybody does a great job across the board. I have one request. I think, Mr. Roth, you wanted a appointment to Community Relations Board. You got Mr. Paul Wiggins, is that correct? I'd request a motion to approve Mr. Wiggins to Community Relations. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Mr. Attorney, can you do me a favor? Let's just clarify the resign to run law question and the thinking that I am not supposed to be here because the law is what made me resign to run.
That's correct. Florida statutes does impose a resignation requirement when you are to prevent dual office holding, but the effective date of that resignation, when you file it, there are 3 standards. It's irrevocable, has to be filed 10 days before qualifying, and finally, the resignation date is the earlier of the date when you will take office, which in your case, if you were successful in January, or the date that your successor would take your seat, which would be after your resignation. So you are complying with the state's resign to run law.
Okay. Just wanted everybody to be clear, because it was implied that I was not. So, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, but I would like to ask, is there a motion to adjourn? Moving and seconded, all in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.